Howdy, guys and gals. Mikey B here. I've got a whole bunch of coins to go through. It should be a fun afternoon. I'm drinking some black cherry soda. I've got one cat over here drinking from the water fountain. I don't know where the other one's at. Probably on the couch lounging. And the coins look way better than they did. But they're still pretty filthy. I'm going to grab a handful at a time and go through these, starting with the pennies. I think I'll go pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. Can't really tell the date on a lot of these because they're so gunked up. It's been so long since I've been able to go through coins, though. I mean, these are going to all be mostly zinc modern coins. I don't think I'm going to be finding any kind of errors or anything like that in here, but you never know. I would look at them in front of the camera, but that would make things difficult. That's a 1982. That could be copper. Save that one. It's more likely a zinc 1982, but you never know. Here's the bin that I put the return to the bank coins in. There's a 2020 in pretty rough shape. Can't really see a date on that one. Shield cent. Another shield cent. There's at least one wheat cent in here. I know I saw it when I was going through the bunch, sorting them out. That's another shield cent. That's another who knows what. They do look way better than when I got them. I soaked all of the coins in CLR for 24 hours, each different type by itself. That could be copper, but I can't really tell. It's too dirty to tell. I should probably have my scale and my trusty scope, jeweler's loop. Hopefully everybody's doing all right today. Yeah, that one's copper. I can go in the copper bin. It was a 1979. I know this might not be everybody's cup of tea, going through coins live, but this is fun for me. And if I find anything, I'll find it live. So you never know. Let's see what that 82 weighs. 0.2 grams. So it is copper. It's an 82 Denver. Looks to be large state, unfortunately, but it is still an 82 Denver copper. Pretty nasty coins, which is why I'm wearing gloves. I mean, you should wear this kind of gloves whenever you're doing coin roll hunts anyway, just because coins are filthy. It should get more fun once I'm done with the pennies. The dimes, the nickels, the quarters, they all have chances at having some silver. So you never know. There might be some dimes mixed in here, like there's a dime. Some of these dimes were so filthy it was difficult to tell them apart from pennies, other than by size and the reeded edge. So that dime doesn't look to be anything particular. There might be a few foreigns in here. I know I came across at least a few when I was sorting them all. There's a few that have zinc rot pretty bad. Like there's one I know of in here that has a chunk taken out of the side of it. Probably was buried for some period of time. Either that or the zinc rot really got to it from being soaked in so much stuff. I'm going to go with it was probably buried. That was a 1980 Denver. So I'm getting a few copper coins for the good old 1 gallon jar over there. You can't really see it right now, but there it is. That one's got like part of a sticker on it. Somebody gave it eyes. Those are stickers with eyes. That's funny. And then the back, I'm guessing the back sticker is a mouth. Yeah, it kind of looks like teeth, doesn't it? Somebody gave this penny a face. That's actually kind of cute. I'm not going to save it, but that's kind of cute. (2011), too junked up to tell, too junked to tell. Even a soak in soap and water and CLR, it wasn't enough to get all the junk off of all of these, as you can see with this one here. Pretty nasty. That's a 1968. There's another copper. I mean, you're going to see things before I do. Uh, 1977. Denver. So that's a copper. Go ahead and put that in the bin or in the gallon jug. says there's one person watching, but I've got a couple of thumbs up, so you never know. Sometimes the count isn't accurate on my end. But if I'm doing this for at least one person, I'm having fun. I can't see the date on that, can you? $1975. That's a copper. That looks copper. 1961. Yeah, that's definitely copper. Oh, there's the zinc rot one. Having to grab it in the first handful. Look at that. You got a huge chunk taken out of it. They're going to have to probably take this out of circulation at the bank. I doubt the machine sorter will take it. There's another dime. Doesn't look to be anything particularly special. You grab too big of a handful there. $1980. Another copper. $1975. Not a bad looking copper, despite all it's been through. Can't tell. Shield cent. Can't tell. Well, that was going in the bin, but it just kind of flopped into the pile. Hopefully everybody is having a good day so far, this wonderful Tuesday. And I hope everybody had a good July 4th. Charlotte, get down from there. Charlotte, down. Charlotte was just up on the counter. Yeah, you gotta act up while I'm on live stream, huh? Feel free to chat if you want. If you see anything I don't, let me know. Shield cent. Another shield cent. Charlotte, what? You've got food, you got water. You've got clean litter. You just being vocal for the camera? I can't see the date on that one. '87 looks like. The pennies are probably going to be the least exciting out of this whole thing. Just saying. So that's why I started with the pennies. Quarters is probably going to be the most fun because there might be some West Points in there. Although I really hope there aren't any West Points because most of the quarters are pretty bad looking. I know I saw a couple of new ones when I was sorting it, and I saw at least one bicentennial in there when I was sorting and drying. There's another shield scent. Shield scent. That might be copper. Nope, 95. Most of these are going to be too filthy for me to see any of the details. So if there is an error in here, I'm not going to see it. $74. Can't tell. Looks like another shield scent. I am having fun going through these though because I have not had coins to go through in some time. Let's see, what's this one? 69 Denver. There we go. It's another copper. Somebody recommended using a product called The Works, and I had CLR. It's basically the same thing. There's another dime. Since I'm not really looking for errors, it didn't matter that I soaked it in a chemical. Normally I wouldn't do that, but these things were just disgusting. $19.79. It's another copper. There were numerous pennies that were stuck to each other. From the gunk that got on them. I had to drop them on the floor to break them apart. No, it says 0 people watching. Oh well, I shouldn't pay attention to that. I should just pay attention to the coins and have fun. That one is pretty disgusting looking. So is that one. Well, that didn't go in the thing. It stuck to my glove and fell into the pile. Another dime. Doesn't really look to be be anything special. Hopefully, the people viewing this are having as much fun as I am. Can't see a date. Too gunked up to tell. Another couple of shield cents. Shield cent. Shield cent. I might not go through every single one of the coins today. I might just do a couple and call this part one, depending on how long it takes to get through these. Trying to go pretty fast so it doesn't take forever. Hey, there's an S Mint, 1974 S. That's cool. I like San Francisco minted coins. Those are always fun to find. Of course, it's copper, so it goes in the copper jar. I have 2 full gallons already of copper cents. And then this is the third one I'm working on. Probably would have been full by now if I'd been able to get coins throughout the pandemic, but I have not been able to get any boxes at all due to the coin shortages. So it's been fun. I've been mostly spending my time gaming or watching other people play video games. I can have as much fun watching somebody else play a video game as I can playing it myself. Sometimes even more fun than I would playing it myself if it's a game that I myself would not actually try. Like, I'm not big into the horror genre games, but I will watch somebody play a horror game. It's another 1969. So that's copper in the copper jar. I try to save all the copper cents I come across. Whether it be from change or from a box. There's a good one, 1981, the year I was born. Can't see a date. Shield scent. Too dirty to see a date. Too dirty to see a date. I'm going to guess most of these are going to be too dirty to see a date. So if I throw back copper, I'm not really too worried about it. I'll try to look closely at the dates on the ones that kind of look like copper, but if they're too dirty, I'm just not going to bother. This is kind of like going through a box of scents, almost. 82. Let's weigh it real quick. 3.2 grams. It's copper. Let's see what else we've got here. That's kind of wild looking. Dirty, but wild looking. It's a shield scent. Another shield scent. Too dirty to get details, but it looks like a Canadian based on the shape of the edges. If you look at the flat geometric shape of the coin, kind of, instead of completely round, I'm pretty sure that's a Canadian. I'll throw it back though. It's too dirty. If it goes to the machine, it goes to the machine. If it doesn't, I'll keep it. Can't really see a date on that one. 1980 Denver. There we go. 1977. Another one in actually somewhat decent shape. Too dirty to get any details. Shield scent. This is the corrosion I was trying to get rid of with the CLR. Obviously, it didn't get all of it, but it got a lot of it. Just white gunk caked onto the coins. My uncle said he poured sanitizer on the coins when the pandemic started. So I don't know how many were in there when he started doing that, but they have not fared too well since because of it. So don't dump sanitizer on your coins. Not a good idea. I think I'm having difficulty getting these two apart. Hi, Normal. There you are. It's stuck to the glove. You'll go back in that bin one way or the other. Most of these are just zinc modern or shield scents. There have been a few copper ones, which has been kind of nice. Yeah. It's a good day when I can go through coins. It has been far too long. Even dirty ones like this are fun. 2019. 83. Could it be an 83 copper variety? I doubt it. Nope. That'd be fun to find. 83 copper. I would send that off for grading and then put it up on eBay probably. Or maybe keep it just to have something special in the safe in the collection. Be fun to have. What would you do if you came across an 83 copper? Would you sell it? Would you keep it? Another dime. Hello, everyone. Anyone new joining? It says I'm up to 3 now, so that's kind of cool. I don't know who any of you are. I'm not looking at the list, and nobody is chatting. Makes it more fun if you chat. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated. I like talking to people. That's just part of who I am. It's weird because I have social anxiety, so it's funny that I'm doing something like this, talking to people I don't know all the time. 1961. Hey, David. It's all good. You can lurk if you want. You don't have to chat. $85. Another shield set. These are pretty filthy, huh? Too dirty to get a date. There's a lot of pennies here. I think there's more pennies than there are of anything else other than maybe quarters. But the quarters are going to be the most fun. The quarters are over here, just out of sight. I've got a towel for each of the different denominations. I soaked them in CLR and then let them dry for 24 hours. There's a 74, or until they were actually dry. Like the quarters took less than 24 hours to dry out. The nickels took less than 24 hours to dry out. There's not many nickels. The nickels will be quick. I was actually surprised how few there were. There was $1 coin in there, a Susan B, or not a Susan B, a Sacagawea dollar, and I don't know where that went. Maybe I'll come across it in one of the others. My cat was getting up onto the towel while they were sitting, waiting to be soaked, so it's possible she kicked it into one of the other piles. If I found the 83 copper in there, it's yours. You lost it. Okay. If I find an 83 copper in here, I probably won't notice it. They're all so filthy. In fact, I'd probably toss back a couple of copper coins by now. I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm not going to fuss about it too much when they're this dirty. As you can see, wearing gloves because coins are filthy. I mean, these gloves are already pretty dirty. Just going through the cents or pennies or whatever you want to call them. I use the terms interchangeably, as you've noticed. Shield cent. Did you see the one that somebody put a face on, David? That was pretty early in the live stream. There was a couple of eyes on the front, stickers, and then a mouth on the back. I thought that was kind of cute. I didn't save it, but it was cute to find. I'm surprised all the soaking didn't take the stickers off. There's another dime. Looks to be a 2015. You didn't see it? Let's see if I can find it. I probably should have saved it off to the side just because it was different. There's so much junk in here. It was in the first handful of coins I did. I doubt I'm going to find it now. That's a nice sound, the pennies on the pennies. And there's the zinc rot one. Yeah, I'm not going to find it, but that's okay. I should have kept it off to the side and then put it in the bin afterwards. It was within the first couple of minutes of the live stream, though. If you want to go back and do the playback once I'm done. There's another copper, 78. Had two big old eye stickers on it, and then a mouth, a grinning mouth on the back. They weren't aligned so that if you flipped it, the mouth was right. It was still cute. Four thumbs up so far on my end. That's cool. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I've been meaning to do more live streams. That's how you get your watch hours. But I am struggling to find content for live streams lately. Like if I could get a box of halves, that would be a perfect live stream. But at the moment, can't get coins at any of my banks in the area because of the shortage. That one's disgusting. Some of these pennies, they stick to the gloves worse than the others because they're so corroded, or they stick to each other. '76 Denver. I'm not expecting to find anything of note in any of this other than maybe a pile of copper. But it is fun to go through. Hey, Dreadpool, how you doing? Hey, Woody, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Just having fun going through the first coins I've been able to go through in almost 2 years. Figured I'd make a live stream out of it, have some fun, chat with some people, see what happens. That looks to be a 1970 something. 1974. Yep. There's another copper for the jar. Batman, huh? I like Batman. Batman is cool. One of my favorite superheroes. He's just an ordinary person with a lot of training and a lot of money. There's a 1975. Cool. $1980. Stop sticking to my gloves. Hopefully everybody's having a good day so far. Another 1980. There we go. I was expecting to be having the pennies be the least of, well, the least fun, but they're still fun. Most of these are just so dirty I can't make any details on them. Don't soak your coins in sanitizer. Unless it's the kind that just evaporates, like isopropyl alcohol. Getting a decent chunk of stuff to go back to the bank so far. All right, there's another dime. $19.94. And it went back in the pile. There it is. How's everybody's Tuesday going? Did you all have a good 4th of July? I'm expecting the pennies to take the most time to go through just because there's so many of them. I'm trying to go through as fast as I can. Oh, hey, a nickel. Wow, that one slipped through. 89. Too dirty to tell. Slept most of the day. That's good. I spent most of the day with one of my best friends playing some games and watching some videos or some stuff on Hulu and Disney Plus. That was fun. Watched WandaVision. I definitely recommend that if you're a Marvel fan. It starts off weird, but there's a reason for it. Have not watched Loki yet. I've been meaning to watch that. I'm waiting for my friend to watch it with me. That's the next one on the list, I think. I want to watch Captain America and the Winter Soldier as well, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Another dime. Yeah, Loki looks really good. I'm probably gonna wait for it to finish its run before I watch any of it, though. That way I can just binge all of it. We watched all of WandaVision in 2 days. Another dime. Giving Marvel some free promotion here. Say what you will about the streaming services. The shows are really well written. And they mesh well with the cinematic universe. Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Black Widow. I'm hoping they make a Scarlet Witch show or movie. That would be cool. 1970. I looked up all the different Marvel shows and movies coming to the screens between now and 2023 and beyond. There's going to be a Groot show. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, I don't know what they can do with the Groot show, but it'll be fun to watch. Deadpool 3, yeah. That'll be a good one. I still need to watch a Deadpool story at some point. The PG-13 version, where he's telling the story to the kid from Princess Bride that listened to the story. I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head. Corey Feldman, maybe? I watched the new Bill and Ted movie over the weekend. That was fun. The Bill and Ted Face the Music was all over the place. Speaking of movies that are all over the place, I watched Tenet not too long ago, and that movie was difficult to follow. There's another 1982 copper. (1982) Denver. Large date. Which one, Bill and Ted or Tenet? Bill and Ted was really good. Had a very nice ending. I was at Meyer. Yes, I did see the Zack Snyder Justice League cut. That was amazing. (1973) Another copper. I saw Godzilla vs. Kong. That was good. Oh, you haven't seen the Deadpool PG-13 version? Oh, yeah. I really want to watch it, but I can't find it anywhere. I might have to go to Amazon and order it. I think it's called A Deadpool Story. Found a movie on DVD on Amazon that I watched multiple times at Christmas time growing up called A Child's Christmas in Wales. I was surprised to find that on DVD. 1973. And the Deadpool Story PG-13 version of Deadpool 2 is supposed to be pretty funny. I'm gonna have to look it up when I'm done here. See if I can't find it for a decent price. The Tomorrow War. Have not seen that. I watched Brightburn. That was a good movie. Evil Superman. And then again, there's been several timelines where Superman was evil in the actual universe, so not much of a stretch to make a movie similar to that. That one looks like it could be copper. But I just can't make out a date, so in the bin it goes. If y'all see anything on the camera before I do, that one's filthy, let me know. Maybe I'll find the elusive 82 Denver copper small date. That would be something. That looks like it might be copper. It is 1968 Denver. I think Tomorrow War is one I've been meaning to watch. Ah, okay. Tomorrow War's on Prime. I'll have to check that out. Deadpool 2 Super Deluxe Uncut version, huh? How was that? Ah, these are sticking together. That one looks copper. It is. 68 Denver. Somebody cut into this one. Look at that. Is it all the way through? Yeah, it looks to be all the way through. Somebody got mad at this penny. It's another one I doubt the machine will take. That looks to be copper. 1966. 15 minutes of extra footage. That's not bad. I like when they do the cuts like that, where they leave in stuff that they had to cut. $1967. It's funny, I didn't notice that damaged one when I was sorting. There was one in here that somebody stuck stickers on. It has eyes on the front and a mouth on the back. I should have saved it aside, but I didn't. I'm not going to try to dig through again to try to find it. I tried that earlier without any luck. That one might be copper. $82. Hey, Silver Wolverine, how you doing? Thanks for the like. Hopefully you're having a good day so far. Yep, it's copper. Oh yeah, I've got almost 3 gallons of copper cents saved. I have not had the chance to watch your video yet. Hey, Mudswat, how you doing? Just having fun going through the first coins I've gone through in almost 2 years. These are from my uncle in Ohio. He's been saving them for the better part of the past couple of years. So who knows what I'll find. But apparently he soaked them in sanitizer, so they're all kind of nasty. I would say if you're going to try to sanitize your coins, use a more pure alcohol like isopropyl, something that'll just evaporate off the coins and won't leave anything behind. Saving them in a batch of Kool-Aid. Yeah, they're pretty filthy. Like I said, if I toss back any copper cents, I'm not going to be too worried about it. They are really filthy. I just want to get through these as quick as I can because there's a bunch of pennies. There's at least 1 wheat cent in here. I saw it when I was sorting them. But it was in pretty rough shape. I wouldn't be surprised if I would gloss over the wheat cent just because they're all really nasty. You can already see how filthy the gloves are. They started out as a brand new pair. I used to average at least a few every box I did, but I haven't been able to do a box of coins in a long time. At a year and a half, if not 2 years, since I did a box. That one looks like it could be copper. Nope, 2010. Fooled me. 1980. That one's copper. Another dime, I think. Yep, another dime. Things are just filthy. I don't think I've ever seen a batch of pennies this nasty before. $68. Another copper. That one might be copper. $1974. Let's see what year this one is. $79. Yep. Another copper. $68. There's some good ones in here. Another copper. Another dime. $76. Gotta admit, I'm a little disappointed the United States didn't do something for all the coins for the bicentennial back in '76. It's like, we'll get the big coins, call it good. Leave the dime and the penny and the nickel all the same. Pennies are one of my favorite ones to search through, just because there's so much variety. But my eyes definitely don't like hunting through them. Who knows? Maybe I'll get some silver out of the nickels, the dimes, or the quarters. That'd be cool. I think the penny has outlived its usefulness, though. Hey, Wheatback. Another dime. Getting down to the end here of the pennies, at least. That one was filthy. That one might be copper. Yep. 76 Denver. Oh, yeah. I bet a bunch of them look like that zinc rot one that I found earlier with a chunk missing out of it. I need to go metal detecting. We were digging in the backyard recently to put some plants in, and came across an old, I want to say Micro Machines. It was a jet, one of the ones that you pull back and it scoots forward. There's a good 1970s one. Now that was without a metal detector, so who knows what else is back in that yard. I'll hunt the yard at some point. Really? That's a 1988. That one fooled me. I just have my trusty White's Spectrum XLT that I've had for over a decade. It's a good metal detector, though. Haven't seen that wheat scent so far, so who knows where it's at. That one might be copper. 78. Oh, wow. No, I didn't see that. I'll have to go watch that. 1870. That's impressive. I have to admit, I'm a little jealous of the people that can still get boxes. It's been at almost 2 years, if not more than 2 years, since I've been able to do a box of coins. Nickel made it through the sorting process again. $19.74. $19.72. Oh wow, that's impressive. To think there's a half worth that much from Canada just because it's missing the initials. No FG coins don't go for near that much. Then again, there's a lot of no FGs. I live in Michigan. None of the banks near me are giving customers boxes anymore. I mean, one of them, my credit union, if I have a business account, they said I could get boxes, but that requires me to turn my YouTube into an LLC, going through all the legal processes involved with that. 1975. That's just more hassle than it's worth. Maybe if I can monetize the channel, I'll turn it into an LLC. But I am really, really far behind on watch hours. I've got the subscriber count. I just haven't had enough content to get the hours. Oh, is this the wheat cent? Yeah, there we go. Called it. It's in rough shape though. What year is it? I forget. 1948. Save that one off to the side. So probably the only wheat cent in the whole bunch. I get them in change every once in a while. But I used to get them all the time when I was doing boxes. It was very rare for me to get a box that didn't have at least one wheat cent. And a ton of Canadians. Living up on the border of Michigan and Canada. Well, not really on the border, but living close to the border, Michigan and Canada, I tend to get a lot of Canadian coins in my change. Filthy. Looks like one or two more handfuls to go on the cents. Eesh, 10 boxes. At least you've got content to use, though. What are you? 1971? To get 10 skunk boxes, though, that's pretty rough. These things are disgusting. There's another dime. It's funny, I haven't come across a single 2009 out of any of these so far. That's actually kind of a surprise. Wasn't expecting the pennies to take almost an hour and a half to go through, though. I need a new jeweler's loop. This one is all over the place. Nope. Oh, yeah. That's why I do wrap-up videos on most of my box hunts. I'll go through them off camera, and then I'll film the notable finds on the pennies and the nickels. This was a special occasion, so I figured I'd do it as a live stream. $1982. Is it copper? Yep, it sure is. So far, every 82 I've come across has been copper, which has been nice. That's just an 82 Philly. But more copper for the jar. Coin hunting videos for me are some of the most fun for me to make. I've been doing them, well, not so much lately, but the past couple of years I've mostly been doing shout outs. Oh, hey, another wheat cent. Sweet. What date do you think it's gonna be? What decade? 40s, 50s, 30s? I didn't know there was more than one in here. It's in pretty rough shape. Shall we flip it and find out? Or does anyone want to try to call it? Down to the wire, and I got my second wheat cent. 40s, 41S. Let's see. You can probably see it better than I can. Looks to be a 1949. Let's hold it up to the camera to see if it'll focus. There it goes. 49. It's in really rough shape. But it's still a Wheatie. Yeah, I'll take it. Wasn't expecting there to be more than one. I honestly wasn't expecting there to be one until I started sorting. But sorting, I only saw one wheat cent and I didn't catch the date. So bonus. That looks to be copper, but it looks to be too dirty to get a date off of. So I'm not going to bother. Gotta love coming across a Wheatie. It's always a good day. Well, technically it's already a good day because I've got coins to go through. I'm happy when I've got coins to look through. Even if they're mostly junk or really filthy. $75. Another copper. I gotta get a closer look at this one. 66. More copper for the jar. Gotta love it. All right, I'm not going to say that's it for the cents, but that's the majority of them. Slide the nickels into frame. There's way less nickels than other coins. Again, I'm not expecting to find much in here, but you never know. I take all the copper I find and put it into jars like that. It's a 1 gallon old water jar. Modern. To be honest, I'm not really going to look at most of these unless there's a mint mark above Monticello. I have over 2.5 gallons of copper cents so far. I'm not going to find any book fillers in any of this. So I'm just going to look at Monticello and yeah, who knows? Copper's on the rise. I'm going to look at Monticello and look for a mint mark above it. If I don't see a mint mark above it, move on to the next one. Because these are just as filthy as the pennies. There's a bison. Nope, just dirt. I guarantee the nickels are going to be the quickest hunt out of all of this. So I'm not looking for copper. I'm basically just looking for war nickels at this point. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys and gals. It definitely helps. And thank you for being here. I do appreciate you going through this with me. With any luck, we might find some silver. Modern. Filthy. Hey, at least I don't have to struggle with opening rolls. They're all just loose. Nah, that's just dirt on that one. I keep fumbling. I'm not going to find any full steps nickels in this. I'm not going to find anything really of any value unless, of course, I come across a war nickel. These are all too dirty to be worth much more than face value. Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll find a buffalo. That'd be fun. Got surprised with 2 wheat pennies, so maybe I'll get surprised with a buffalo. Nope, that's just dirt. What's the best nickel y'all have found coin roll hunting? I'll start off with mine. They're 1940 with full steps. You don't hunt anything but halves? Nothing wrong with that. More silver that way. Every once in a while, I'll get a box with a couple of buffaloes or maybe a couple of war nickels. Those are fun. All in all, it's been a pretty good day so far for me. I've been looking forward to going through these coins for a little while, ever since my uncle handed me the jar. It's a big old 2-gallon pickle jar, and it was filled halfway. I'll probably use the jar to store pennies in, copper pennies, once that 1-gallon jar is full. That's filthy. It's actually kind of rare for me to come across a box of nickels that doesn't have some sort of finds in it. Thank you. Appreciate it, Dreadpool. I need all the watch time I can get. Thanks for stopping by. Should get more fun with the dimes and the quarters. Well, the quarters, I know for a fact they're going to be more fun. I don't have to strain my eyes as much with the quarters. Last handful of nickels. That one is filthy. One good thing about having them in rolls versus loose is to look at the edges as you unwrap a roll. And then you can kind of get a judge for if you might have some silver, because they're usually really gray or really dark edges. Here, I just have to look at Monticello and look for a mint mark. If I looked at all these in detail, this would be a non-live stream, and nobody wants that. If I was looking for errors or key dates, or book fillers, granted, I doubt there's going to be any book fillers. Who knows? Maybe I threw back a key date already. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. These things are filthy. If I was doing this off camera, I'd probably be looking at all of them. But it's more fun to do these live. You never know what you're gonna find. All right, that's it for the nickels. Let me get the dimes into frame. And get this jar of pennies out of the way. And have a sip of my soda. That one's got some interesting toning. I don't hear any silver, so who knows? I'm probably going to struggle with the dimes because the writing on these is even smaller than the pennies. There's no real easy way, other than looking at the edges, to tell if you got silver. And the sound is a dead giveaway. These all sound clad. Now, if there's a Merc dime in here, that'd be cool. There's a Canadian. Those are always fun to find. The ship on the back. The queen on the front. What year is it? $2012. Fun. I like finding foreigns. Oops. Hopefully you're still doing all right, David. Thank you for being here. Thank all of you for being here. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel out more than you'll ever know. I'm just going to give most of these a quick glance. I don't hear the ping of silver in any of that. Then again, I wasn't really expecting to find any silver, so if I find silver, it'll just be a bonus. I think there's more dimes than there are of pretty much anything else. There was a small mountain of dimes when I was sorting. Anyone want to take a guess as to the total? It was a 2-gallon jar that was filled about 2/3 of the way. With various coinage. I have not seen the dollar coin so far, though, so it's vanished. Unless it's in with the quarters. One solitary Sacagawea out of all of these. I'm going to guess there's at least $40 in change. At least. was very generous of my uncle to do this for me. I'm not going to say names, so you know who you are. Thank you very much. There's another one with some interesting toning. Looks like it's been on the inside of a shotgun roll or had a penny or something stuck to it. It's a 2005. Yeah, that all sounds clad to me. But that's okay. I plan on taking these back to the bank and then giving the money back to my uncle in cash next time I see him. It's all Roosevelt dimes so far, except for the one Canadian. That was cool to find. Oops, fumble. It might not really sound like it, but I am having a load of fun with this. I've missed going through coins. Try to keep these up to the camera as much as I can. So many dimes. I don't think it'll take me as long to go through these as it did with the pennies. There are a few foreigns in with the quarters and a couple of pennies because I took some of the worst pennies and soaked them along with the quarters since they were the last things getting soaked. If you're just tuning in, What I soaked them in was CLR because most of the coins were caked in white, which I'm only guessing was either lime or calcium deposits from being soaked in sanitizer. I know it could have been something else, but it wasn't caustic to the touch, so it wasn't acid or anything. Hopefully y'all are having as much fun as I am. Any day I've got coins to hunt through is a good day in my opinion. Even if I'm not really paying attention to the coins. Like I stated earlier, I'm not going to find any album fillers in all of these. There might be some key dates or semi-key dates, maybe even some errors. But I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm mostly just looking for anything out of the ordinary. Like that penny that somebody sawed into. That was fun. Or the penny that had a face. That was cute. I liked that one. That one's got some interesting toning. More damage than toning, though, at this point. Quarters should be fun because I can look for West Point quarters in there. There were a few modern 2020s and 2019s in there. Maybe even a 2021 or two of them. Who knows? Wasn't really paying too close attention when I was sorting everything. Yeah, dimes are fun. You never know what you're going to find in an assorted lot like this. I found one Canadian so far, and a whole bunch of rosies. Yeah, dimes are fun, although they strain my eyes with pennies. I found a couple with some interesting toning, but one side was more damaged than toning on most of them. The Canadian was a 2012. I'm going into this not expecting to find anything out of the ordinary, but you never know. Foreigns are always fun, even if it's Canadian. I know there's a few foreign coins in with the quarters because I soaked them last. But if you listen, it's all going to be clad probably. I don't hear the telltale ping of silver. Granted, most of these are so mucked up you probably wouldn't be able to hear it anyway. Dimes and quarters probably my favorite ones to hunt. Other than maybe half dollars. I don't get to do those too often though. A rock tumbler. Somebody suggested I take a mesh bag and put the coins in it and put it in the dishwasher. But I don't think even that would have gotten these clean. Silver quarters are fun. I've started a tube of them. I've only got like 4 or 5 so far. Barber coins are my favorites, I think, out of all the designs. Barbers and the Morgan dollar. Ah, okay. Yeah, you get a lot of junk out of the ground, don't you? Stuff that you probably can't normally put into circulation without cleaning. Industrial one. Good to know. I'll keep that in mind if I ever come across another jar of coins that have been soaked in sanitizer. Don't soak your coins in sanitizer. If you must sanitize, use something like IPA, isopropyl alcohol, because that'll just evaporate off the coins. It won't leave anything behind. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Of course, I'm not taking a very close look at any of these like I would normally. How's your day going, Mud Swap? Slow? Depends on what you're doing for a slow day to be good or bad. If you're working, slow days. If you're at home enjoying some time off, a slow day is not bad. Oh, cool. Congrats. I'm an uncle a few times over at this point. Well, a lot of my cousins have kids as well, so I don't know what you call that, second cousin? Hey, Muscle Shell, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Just the remainder of the dimes and then what's in with the quarters to go through. Quarters should be the most fun, I think. There's the penny I found sitting across from everything. You know it's a party when Muscle Shell shows up. I've had a few interesting finds. Nothing too notable. A couple of wheat pennies. That was nice. My eyes are already starting to hurt from looking at all these dimes. At least they're not as dirty as they were. Yes. Everything was soaked in sanitizer. The whole jar. So I soaked everything in water for 24 hours. And then I soaked everything in water and a mild soap, some Dawn for 24 hours. That didn't do much. And then I sorted everything after it was dry and soaked each individual type of coin in CLR for 24 hours. And the CLR took off most of the crusted on junk. Didn't get all of it, but it got most of it. You should have seen how bad these things looked before I soaked them. They were really ugly. And my uncle said that at the start of the pandemic, he threw a bunch of sanitizer in the jar. I don't know if he continued doing that throughout. But I don't recommend doing that. The dimes don't look too bad compared to the pennies. The pennies were horrid. Huh. Good to know. Do you just use water or do you use some sort of solution to clean your clad when you're cleaning your detecting finds? Ew, that one's filthy. Look at that. Poor Rosie. Yeah, I'm not worried about the coins. It's just to keep my hands from getting nasty. I did soak these in CLR, which is a skin irritant. I um, thoroughly soaked everything in water afterwards, rinsed it off as best as I could until it stopped making the bubbles that the CLR was making when I poured it out. Because CLR acted kind of like a soap, it foamed up like a soap would. So I rinsed everything as best I could. Soap, water, and fish tank rocks. Some metal beads like the mint does. Dish soap. Hmm. I always wondered what detectorists did with all their ugly coins they found. They don't ever really show that part on the videos. Every few years. Oh, that's the last of the dimes. No finds other than that one Canadian. That was fun. Let's get this out of the way and get the quarters and frame. Again, it just sounds like clad. I'll be surprised if I find anything noteworthy. Nice. Rock Island. 86. 84. Tuskegee Airmen. That's interesting. Wasn't expecting to find one of those in here. That's kind of cool. It's in rough shape, especially the front. I don't even know the date on that one. Theodore Roosevelt. Hey, an American Memorial Parks. It's a Philadelphia. A Michigan quarter. Cool. Virginia. '96. This is the fun part. Perry's Victory. Oh, there's the dollar coin. I knew it'd show up in here somewhere. There we go. It's in pretty rough shape. Yeah, boom indeed. $1. Nebraska. I like the dollar coins though. They're fun. Too dirty to tell. Effigy mounds. Harper's Ferry. 93. Bombay Hook. Sacagawea dollars are nice. I like the Susan B's just because there's not that many years that they made them. Nope. 92. This one's staring me in the face. Another Tuskegee Airmen. Cool design. I like it. to Philadelphia. Wonder if there's going to be any General George Washington crossing the Delaware. Can't tell. Too dirty. 1978. Here's one of the pennies that I soaked for an additional amount of time because it was really bad looking. It got rid of all the gunk off of it, but it's still pretty ugly. You can see there's grooves eaten out of it. Look at that. Zinc rot at its finest. $1983. Weir Farms, Philadelphia. Another American Memorial Parks. If I find West Point in here, I'm going to be a little disappointed. Philadelphia, because it's going to be in rough shape. And I don't want to see a West Point in rough shape. Don't know about you guys or gals, but I'd rather see a nice mint state West Point than one that's been soaked in sanitizer. Oh, here's another example of really bad zinc rot. This one was one of the pennies that had a bunch of stuff on it. It doesn't even want to focus on it. That's how bad it is. But if you look at the edge there, you can see where it's been eaten away. Pretty bad. It's going to be another one that's going to have to be taken out of circulation probably. Here's one of the foreigns, Canadian, I'm guessing. 1964. I think that's mostly nickel, so I'm going to save that one. A Hawaii quarter. Salt River Bay, Philadelphia. Nebraska. Another Salt River Bay, Philadelphia. 92. North Dakota. 86. Oklahoma. American Memorial Parks. Please don't be a West Point. Philadelphia. I know, it seems counterintuitive to not want to find a West Point since I've never found a West Point. However, if I find a West Point in here, it's going to be in really bad shape. 85. Too dirty. They have the wider rim variety, and you can make money on those. These were all from my uncle in Ohio. $1970. Ellis Island. 97. 30. 230. 95. American Memorial Parks again. Philadelphia. Voyagers. 79. It's an Ohio quarter. You want me to find a West Point? I mean, it would be my first West Point. I'm kind of hoping I don't find a West Point in here, because if I do, it's going to be in horrible shape. Small mountain of quarters. Good chunk of change here. Anybody want to take any guesses how much I've got here so far? West Point is a West Point. Yeah, you've got a point there. You do have a valid point. A West Point is a West Point. $2016 quarter. So no point looking too hard at that one. Ozark Riverways. Ellis Island. And Frey, $660. 1989. Arizona. There's one of the foreigns. UK. 1 penny. I'll save that because it's not going to go through the machine. $1974. What's this one? Harper's Ferry. Voyagers. Another American Memorial Parks. So Philadelphia. And it went back in the pile. Iowa. 1990. Connecticut. Another Connecticut. Effigy Mounds. Nevada. Too dirty. Oh, getting closer. 1967. Effigy mounds. Montana. So they've gone drastically down in price then. Another Canadian dime. Let's see what year it is. I soaked the florins that I had found along with the quarters. 1976. Nice. Got it for $1. Sold it for 15, bought it for 30, and sold it for 50. That's a lot of changing hands. There's a Connecticut quarter. Great Sand Dunes. Getting even closer, 1966. Massachusetts quarter. Oh, there's a Canadian. $2002. $94. $87. American Memorial Parks. Philadelphia. Iowa. $93, I think. It's easier to actually pay attention to the quarters. So they're a little larger designs. My eyes don't have to strain as much. 73. $88. Ellis Island. $97. $1990. $93. Lowell. Denver. Ohio. North Carolina. Rhode Island. Cumberland Gap. $89. $74. There's at least one bicentennial in here. $83. $19.80. Delaware. Not going to look for the spitting horse variety. These are just too dirty to care. 91. 64 would be nice. I've come pretty close so far. Had a 1966. But I don't hear the tone of silver in any of this. So it's probably just clad. $97. Canadian silver would be nice. $74. Wisconsin. $98. Pennsylvania. Hey, look it. George Washington crossing the Delaware. There was one in here after all. So I've had both of the 2021 coins. I'll bet. There's another Michigan. 1990. Oop, fumble. American Memorial Parks. Philadelphia. Weir Farm. Philadelphia. 87. Too dirty. Cumberland Gap. Kansas. Harper's Ferry. River of No Return. That's a first in here. Of course, those I can look for West Points. So was it Philadelphia? Was it Georgia? Too dirty. Kansas. Too dirty. Really dirty. There's the closest one yet in 1965. Florida. Massachusetts. Idaho. Arkansas. Maryland. '79. Another Maryland. New Hampshire. '87. Ellis Island. South Carolina. Oh, here's another zinc rot one. This was one of the ones I soaked because it had a bunch of extra corrosion on it. You can see how badly eaten away it is. That's probably going to be another one that the machine won't take. Ooh, back quarter. Philadelphia. Oregon. American Memorial Parks again. Philadelphia. 82. 85. 94. 98. Another one of the pennies that I'd soaked along with the quarters. That one isn't too bad. South Carolina. Virginia. '77. Other American Memorial Parks. Philadelphia. Third one of these. Tuskegee Airmen. San Antonio Missions. Philadelphia. Salt River Bay. Not a V75, so it's not a W. Too dirty. Ellis Island. Maryland. Harper's Ferry. New Mexico, 83, 88, Montana, 97, Mount Rushmore, another American Memorial Parks, getting a lot of those. Again, it's in Philadelphia. There's another Ohio, 1965, Ellis Island, Nevada, Voyagers, 4th Tuskegee Airmen, (1983). Oop, fumble. Another American Memorial Parks, Philadelphia again. War in the Pacific, Philadelphia. Kentucky, 94, '79, Voyagers, New Mexico, getting down to the nitty-gritty, almost done. 95, Cumberland, no, Cumberland Island, too dirty to tell. Saratoga, pardon the noisy plane flying overhead. Connecticut, last one was too dirty. 95, Arkansas, Virginia, 78, New Hampshire, another American Memorial Parks. There's been a lot of these. Philadelphia, again. (1994). (1965), getting closer. You know what they say, close but no cigar. Fort Moultrie, 1982. I think most people have either tuned out or are lurking. Mudswat. I don't care how many people I have an audience of, as long as it's at least a couple of people. 1 or 2 is good enough. I'm getting some watch hours out of this, and I'm having a lot of fun. So having fun is the most important part. 1995. 1983. 1982. 1987. Nevada. I'm glad you're having fun. Voyagers again. Homestead. Fort Moultrie. Connecticut. George Rogers Clark. Yeah, this one's okay. It's a 30 times. It does the job. Although it fell apart at one point. Colorado. I had to put it back together, and it hasn't been the same since. Kansas. 1983. 1984. 1990. North Carolina. Oop, fumble. Frederick Douglass. Marshbillings Rockefeller. South Carolina. (1986). Oop. War in the Pacific. Philadelphia. I suppose that's a good point using Loctite. Almost done. One more handful to go after this one. 96. Bicentennial. I knew there was at least one in here. I don't save them though. Indiana. Oregon. Canadian. Can't tell the date. They have those in 40% silver, what? Oh, the bicentennials? Yeah, it wasn't silver. I've got a bag of bicentennials somewhere, but I'll go through those another day. River of No Return. Philadelphia. '93. I would have heard it if it'd been silver. Minnesota. Or at least I would think I would have heard it. Saratoga, Great Smoky Mountains. That's a cool looking one. Another bicentennial. Second one. Clad. North Carolina. Georgia. American Memorial Parks again. Philadelphia. (1974), 1973. Another American Memorial Parks. Philadelphia. There have been a lot of American Memorial Parks in here. 1994. Illinois. 1983. American Memorial Parks. Where is your mint mark? Philadelphia. '98. 78. 74. Montana. And the last handful. 1975 quarters. They made the bicentennials in 75 and 76. So you won't find a 75. I mean, you can. It'll be a bicentennial. Too dirty to tell. Harper's Ferry. '94. New Hampshire. Bombay Island. 1987. 1977. American Memorial Parks again. Philadelphia. Illinois. American Memorial Parks. Philadelphia. New Mexico. 84. Too dirty to tell. Wyoming. Blue Ridge Parkway. Delaware, Cumberland Island, Great Sand Dunes, Hawaii volcanoes, American Memorial Parks again, Philadelphia, 1987, 1967, American Memorial Parks, Philadelphia, South Dakota, and the last quarter. Final coin is Indiana. Alrighty, guys and gals, that's going to do it for the live stream. Unless you want to stick around and chat for a bit, that was all the coins. Was a pretty good live stream, I think. I had a lot of fun going through all those coins. It's been a couple of years at least since I've been able to go through any kind of coins. So it was a lot of fun. I appreciate you sticking around. And let me know if you want to chat for a bit or if you want me to just end it. We're already at 3:05, 3 hours and 5 minutes. So that was a lot longer than I thought it was going to take to go through all those. I'm going to take a sip of my soda real quick. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you had just as much fun as I did going through all these. I have nobody saying that they want to talk, so I guess I'll just go ahead and end the stream. It's been fun. Take care. I'll catch you on the next one. Mikey V, signing out.